an unusually vocal Aitzy at the end of that one.
Usually quite quiet, isn't it? Well, actually, no, he isn't.
And the highest kill leader from last phase.
Really?
Kemba.
He's not here.
Not here. Rip.
Yeah.
Rip.
Interesting one. Few changes. It's still weird seeing.
Well, they couldn't get visas, so that's that really. So.
Oh.
Yeah. It's sadly
so he
it's
shut it down.
it's not like they were replaced by choice. It's sadly out of everyone's hands.
Okay.
Unless you're a government official, maybe. But yeah, just saying.
I didn't know that. So just one thing. Oh, visa's done.
Yeah,
right,
it's a sad state of affairs, but that's sometimes the way it is. Until esports gets fully recognised by the German government, it was almost there. It was almost there at one point, and then kind of went to the wayside again. But anyway, that aside, I just talked to Ibi and Jepti actually. Said you got company. They were ready for that. That was a thing. I said, well, it's kind of the highway route. I said, yeah, but it was you guys that take it all the time. I said, yeah, well, if they want to play it like that, we'll have a few things for them as well. Which you can get surprised by it once.
Yep.
But that's about it.
Was it fooled me once?
It will force them into another rotation path.
Yeah, they'll have to change things up, but not too much, because I'm always a big fan of not fixing what's not broken, so to speak. Which, to be fair, actually on screen at the moment is G2. And that coming into this phase for me, not trying to fix what's broken. I didn't think they were too broken. I definitely think they'd hit a plateau, and there were things maybe that we didn't see mental state-wise. What could have been amongst the roster hindering their performance. But so far, and I will say this for his first season, like, they are doing very, very well. Those two new players and two new additions are doing fantastic so far. Really quickly to touch on what we've got on screen as well. The question was brought in on Twitter, who wins Phase 3 and why? I'm going to say now, I think Na'Vi have got this one. I don't know about yourself, but I think Na'Vi have potentially got this in the bag. They've let it slip a few times before. Phase 1, we'll write that off and we'll say that was just a bad team. You come back in with Phase 2. I mean, Russia won the recent, if you want to call it, a World Cup, so maybe that's the start of things to come, right?
Well, Navi's biggest enemy is Na'Vi. In my opinion, it always is. It's always the case. I just hope they can stay. If you think of how they played throughout Phase 2, they were such a strong team until the last 2 weeks. And then it kind of undone. Going back to your point, by the way, with G2, Udyr top fragged, wasn't he, at GLO Grand Slam, which is why it was even more of a surprise for me. 30 kills for him, just ahead of Luke,
every time
who's obviously changing team, by the way, Luke.
Literally every time I went out there, it was just on phones.
Yeah, there was
down.
clearly something happening already. Yeah,
I can't tell if it was them tilting, but certainly the banter wasn't there, and what I would see as a network and a teamwork and a team. You know,
I knew things were up when the tournament ended and everyone was going off to the party, and I saw the coach walking off with, I think it was Kaint. Maybe he was walking off with one of them. And it was just like, while everybody else off to the party, it's like, oh, something's happening here. This is not good. But anyway, certainly, you know, NELLOZ and Yannis, Yannis has absolutely hit the ground running. NELLOZ had a massive game yesterday. G2 looking good so far, but yeah. We'll see. They need to get themselves another game. Consistency has been lacking for them. I think that's the main thing for that. Whereas Na'Vi have been killer consistent throughout so far. As we approach the final round of the day, a final map of Erangel as well. And of course, it is now 15 matches per weekend here, 6 weeks throughout Phase 3 to see who the top 6 teams will be representing PEL at PGC, the Global Championships that will be happening in November, isn't it? November. The dates have been announced. I was just thinking, it's like, were they announced? They were announced. They were announced. Whew, got to be careful what we say sometimes. This is a bit of a harsh plane. This is quite an eastern plane. It means that we're probably going to see NIP adjusting over to Lipovka, whether they feel it's far enough over. I'm interested to see if we see once again anyone going to Sosnovka. Thinking maybe Reciprocity. No, they're going to go to school. They're going to be fine. Raise Your Edge are also going to be splitting. FaZe, of course, easily this time. I think it's actually the first time we've seen FaZe going to mill to power in 4 games. And yeah, okay, Na'Vi's going to be out late, and we're going to see DESPERADOs. Interesting. They could have...
You've got 3 teams up here. Desperados,
could have got
and
to
7.
They could have got to Severny, surely. Yes, they absolutely could have. So Desperados with a really weird change. And they're going to be clashing with CrowCrowd now.
Yeah, and after TomiL's words after the win about not being too afraid of the Finns, they now have to deal with them. It's not home turf for either of these two rosters, but it is a backup. Na'Vi
just going to get a couple of bit of loot vehicles, and over the bridge they go, unless the circle goes down to Sosnovka, which actually with that plane path, there's a heavy chance that it could be a Sosnovka circle.
Totally off topic here, Lee.
Massively north, though, so ignore Sosnovka.
I've just seen a wild stat. Na'Vi, after 9 games, is on 99 points.
No, it's bonkers.
61 kills in 9 games.
Averaging 9 points yeah, Jesus Christ.
That's
averaging more than 9 points.
That's disgusting.
Because that's 9 games. This is the 10th one. So averaging what? They're almost averaging 10 points a game.
11 points a game.
11 points a game. Jesus Christ.
That's insanity.
Monstrous.
That's basically I mean, if you really want to be like that, it's 10 points for a win. They're getting more than a win every single time.
GamerLegion have decided to push over a bit based off the fact that Na'Vi had dropped over on Sosnovka, and they've tried to go a bit greedy. Hamsters now getting away with that. He's stole a vehicle and got out of there. So I thought they were going to push into Na'Vi territory. This is the new split. It's been a while, actually, since Phase 1 when we had a Yasnaya split. Back then, that was the home of Team Liquid, of course. Back when they used to share it with M19, I want to say.
Oh, now you got me thinking. Can't remember.
It was one of those teams. I think it was
Razor
M19.
Edge have been here for a while.
Razor Edge have been here since Phase 2.
Yeah, since Contenders and such, we've seen them
up
in Yasnaya. It's always been a team that kind of lingers and lurks around that area. But yeah, there's been a few times where, and even in multiple leagues and multiple situations, Yasnaya is big enough to hold 2 teams. We think we've seen 3 at one point, but it didn't really last too long. Yeah.
It's one of those cities that will be a split, and it's acceptable split as well. You don't really go looking for the fight.
For a bit of banter and BM, the question is, does Desperados stop CrowCrowd from getting off this island?
Do they get camp? Or 7 even, you know, 7's also a big part of this.
Na'Vi don't bridge camp. It's just something they don't do. It's that they're too, and it sounds really bit awful saying this, but they're too good for it. There's no point in doing it. They don't need the points. They don't need to waste time. They like to get set up and play their own game. GamerLegion haven't even bothered looking at that way yet, and I don't think they will do. I think they'll just carry on doing, because they're not having the worst of leagues so far. 9th place coming into this, so pretty good from them so far. I think 51 points.
I think it's because they obviously send you the IGL. I'm assuming, I don't know, I've not spoken to him about it, but I'm assuming he's thinking it's just a waste of time.
Well, I think it is.
Time is spent better, getting the loot, getting position, making the plays, because Na'Vi's strength is all about the team fight. You know, that they are so damn good at it. So damn good at it.
Oh, good God, I've only just seen that Adu's on 26 kills.
Yeah, he got 10 in that last game. It was mega, yeah.
He's a freak, isn't he? I just can't grasp how some of these players hit some of these ridiculous shots time and time again.
It's not by luck. He's always up there in the highest damage dealers as well. So a lot of time he sets it up. He was the man that flanked TSM. He was the man that went around. Obviously, we talk about Bestalosh's flanks. Aduzi is always the key as well.
I feel they play without fear half of the time. They're just not scared of anybody. And they just don't really.
Whoops. Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Well, it's forced 2 of them to pull up because the other one's rolled. So and they've just basically caught themselves in between the Pittsburgh Knights. Reels is pretty low and relatively exposed. He's going to get in the car. He might get caught. And if Vasco or T-Bone can get a couple of shots onto Reels, he may just peel away from that. No, he's actually healing.
I think it's a good response to force them away from that compound, because now they can pull up and get in there. As you mentioned, Reels was forced into a healing scenario. He will be exposed if we look outside the window, so has to be careful.
Just a quick heal over time with the boost.
You had to say it, didn't you? You had to put it in there.
He's playing a priest. What can I say?
Oh God, I'm surprised James hasn't fallen this low yet. I really am.
He doesn't get opportunity. He doesn't get opportunity. 4-man stacking round a buggy. Okay, they do pull away from it, but this is interesting. So they've pulled up a church. This is not a central position, and Team Liquid are still here. There is a crate dropping for Team Liquid, by the way, in there as well.
Oh, wow. NIP's going to push on this.
Yeah, that's a bait.
Completely.
That's a massive bait from MBS. A massive bait to drive by. Gaxi will get taken down, but Vard will do the job. Takes Narc down. It's still one down, though, but remember, MBS has got the off angle now, so Wanted.
Is he flanking?
I was just wondering that.
Is he on the left? He is.
He is.
He's
Oh,
got
that's a nade straight into the smoke. Oh, run, Vard. He's got to get away. Gaxi's going to go down. Yeah, he might be able to get him just before he bleeds. The second one comes in. Miraku's not looking. He's looking over the side. That nade's going to catch him. Oh, Vard's on nothing. He's already spotted Miraku as well. Might be able to get the shots on Miraku's back window. Vard has to heal up. Oh, wow. Good play from Wanted.
The problem is that smoke will have hid the sound of the grenade rolling in because they put a fresh one down. So as soon as it goes up,
they didn't hear the second one roll in.
It's the secondary backup plan to smokes. Yes, they are a smoke screen quite literally to hide you away from vision. But like even in buildings, they can be used as bait. You don't know if it's a grenade or frag or something rolling in. But it hides the sound of footsteps, and that's why players put them down. You can breach on them. You can't be seen, but you can't be heard either. It's just a big distraction.
This is an unusually aggressive play from ENCE, coming down over the river and forcing DA away from this compound.
Well, something needs to happen, let's be real, because at the moment they're at the bottom of the table.
I mean, it's such a contrast to Phase 1. It's just...
It is, isn't it?
It's such a
wild...
You know, it's frustrating because you know what the players can do, and you know what they're capable of as a team when they have the confidence. It must be very frustrating for Semtex to see it how it is, know what they can do and trying to bring it out of them.
I like how SKUIJKE still smiles, though. There is positive vibes on the roster. There doesn't seem to be any kind of... I mean, I don't know what things are like on the communication, but I don't ever see them arguing or carrying on one another or ignoring each other.
No, I don't know. Absolutely not. I've not heard anything of.
They don't look like a tiltable team to
me.
They've
stuck with the same people for all three phases, and that's what I love to see. FaZe going in with that compound. Okay, so everybody's banking on the fact this is going to pull south. Everyone seems to be certain on that. The fact that ENCE have made this journey, SKUIJKE's just being that split just in case sort of move. NAP are kind of half-heartedly lingering towards the opportunity to move north if we can, if we have to. Desperado's on the rotate, of course. They're all coming off the Sosnovka Island. CrowCrowd are the only ones that are still down on Sosnovka, actually. They haven't even left over the bridge yet. They're really scouting it and making sure. So we talked about it earlier. You talked about the potential for a gate camp or a bridge camp for coming out from Desperados. CrowCrowd obviously expect that. They've still sat there. NOOKIE, Teamy, absolutely staring at that bridge, completely aware that there could be a bridge camp. And they're leaving it really late with the blue about to pop into Phase 2.
Circle coming rather soon, as you mentioned earlier, and touched on it. The north is dead. Completely empty, and for good reason.
Yep.
Circle comes in and focuses on the head of the pack. We've only got Desperados, Na'Vi, Liquid, TSM outside of the circle. GamerLegion could play spoiler and try and border patrol the exits of the Y if they really want to, but it is far away from that centre. And it's we've had quite a lot of finishes up here, just to the south of Yasnar in those fields.
It was a good move from 7. They were already mobile when the circle was ready to go because they hadn't got a compound. So they've managed to get themselves a good position. They're getting greedy now, though, and they're about to run straight into Razor Edge. They've got to be careful they don't overstretch their advantage they already had. So they've gone for a 2-2 split. Looks like it's worked out. They've managed to get themselves into the yellows close enough with Razor Edge. Razor Edge were heading for that, but they've decided to stick on the hill. Desperado is actually going over the west bridge near Georgie Pole, over that little gate camp area, and they're going in the northern side. So obviously expecting everybody to evacuate Rozhok, and it could pay off for them. Their only problem is I got a feeling they're going to come over the bridge that ENCE currently occupy, and they've got to be careful they don't run into that unless they go into the back of Rozhok, which is a possibility.
CrowCrowd, by the way, still in the blue.
Still down in Sosnovka. Yeah.
So they'll rotate through blue as well.
Yeah,
they are playing scared as hell right now. They are so concerned they're going to get camped. Either this, or it's the most passive play of the century where they hope that nobody is playing Edge and they just get him for free. They're letting everyone get square and central first, and then take advantage of everyone else moving away from the edge. But by doing this, regardless, you are committing so many meds that you've picked up.
Look at G2's spread. Braexco, NELLOZ down south. Yannis, CrowCrowd over on the east.
It's a bit of a flex, right?
It's a really big spread. But these compounds that they're currently occupying, these are standard G2 compounds as well, so it's not like it's new for them. There's CrowCrowd. They're finally going over the bridge, and they'll be like, oh, it's completely clear, guys. We could have gone about 10 minutes ago. No, there's nobody here, Dave. I don't think there's anyone called Dave on CrowCrowd. I don't think that's a Finnish name.
Am I even old enough for that meme? I don't know what that was. Was that like a film or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
You did.
I didn't connect with it, but it's fine. I get it. Yeah, but I think ultimately that's what it was. They're a little bit scared of DESPERADOs now camping them off the back of the comment. Either that, or like I said, they're now just hoping that everyone else moved away from the white. But by doing so, all their meds, they're going to be coming out of this damage. If anyone's lingering around Pachinki, they'll be in all kinds of trouble. Because I believe that that's probably where they will go. Use the backside of it for cover. Still, not many people in the north. I can see SIMSY lingering just on the cliff side. Actually gone for a very weird and wonderful off angle, which does give him vision onto NIP because they're going to be split in the north. There's only way they can do it is to snake around the river that runs from Yasnaya and the pond off the back of it. NIP take the yellows and hold the roadside, which is good for them. DA center, ENCE center, Rec. Worryingly big split for me. I think at this stage they should be consolidating themselves to go between 2 in school, 1 in pool, 1 school, and then 2 in apartments. That's a huge amount of compound control for only 2 players, both sides, to be fair.
Got the knock out of it. It's gone that way as well. So now there's 2-2. May well get crashed. And like you say, the apartments are very hard to hold at the best of times.
I suppose it's
very easy to crash, and SKUIJKE will find the angle onto James's foot there. So all the smokes in the world ain't going to save you from that one.
I just see an AWM in San
Second game running, by the way. Rec catching a TL member. Keep your eye on that. Here we go. This is going to be an apartments crash. This is what we're talking about. They are too big to defend. And Monkey, oh my God, mxey, he's got. I think he's only got 1 tire left on that car. Oh no, Lynxy! It came out and it caused Lynxy to get out, and Lynxy gets knocked as well. Oh no! What a calamity!
Vehicle crushed him. Fudia goes for this. No, okay, now they're consolidating. Everyone pile into school. Take the windows and maybe even catch them here.
Cold Immense has been knocked as well. That's 3 down. 6 is the last man standing. That rotate could not have gone worse for Raise Your Edge. Well, it could have. They could have lost 6 as well.
So tires go onto 1. Bit of a domino effect. Tires go on 1.
It forces them to bail. The vehicle slides in front of the other, which forces Lynxy to bounce.
Of that vehicle.
While in the air.
Vehicle lands on top of him. Coldamenta pulls up and gets shot from school, and Siggy's like, well, I did have 3 players behind me.
This was a clean rotate, boys. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear.
Oh well.
By the way, the Knights have just walked down and gone in there instead. Meanwhile, Reals has just got into the back of the apartments. Team Liquid kind of, ooh, that's a good nade position. Yeah, and then wisely instantly evacuate that. Now, where did the nades go? Keep your eyes on them. These little wooden shacks are not the most securest of things, but it does look like they're safe. G2, we were talking about the spread. It's kind of a weird one. They've got Braexco caught out, but they are still spread. There's 2 on Potato and 1 down low, which is CrowCrowd. We saw what CrowCrowd did to FaZe Clan before. And I think FaZe may be thinking the same. We've caught 1 off, but where the hell are the rest? And that's why they've kind of pulled away a moment, just to reassess the situation.
If people are looking at the map, another weird and wonderful split is off the back of TSM. They are in a 1-1-1 scenario, essentially, completely against one another.
NELLOZ and Yannis is about to trip over 1.
Yeah, I think, who is that? Is that going to be Rory? He kind of needs to bail on that. I'm just seeing Michael initially get in a vehicle to potentially go and meet up with him, which will work out, so they stay alive. Raise Your Edge, actually, Siggy managed to get a player on his feet.
So mxey is close enough then.
Fair play. So at least...
Oh, NIP are going
back.
Potato Hill, which is where G2 is kind of spread out at the moment. Now, they're also, if they keep going south, they're going to bump into FaZe Clan. They're instead wanted to play on the edge as well. So it's getting very crowded on that hillside.
By Chris shooting him as well, they've just given away the information, and that's why
It's forced them down to FaZe,
yeah. FaZe are now moving in for the kill here. Just don't forget they have picked up a crate on way here, so one of those players, I believe, has a Grow Zone level 3 gear on the side of NIP.
No idea that FaZe are here.
Oh, they're in trouble.
No idea.
They're in trouble.
He's going to walk straight into him. Sees Miracle as well, and
what
ubah.
Snap.
Oh, and then G2 decide to get involved.
Double
Maybe
peek
Vard can go for something with an aid to force them away.
Just be aware that he has...
Look at mxey. mxey's coming around the side. mxey gets an easy angle. And ubah will pick up the other 2 kills because of the knocks. So, now G2 have N47 all over them. They're tripping over one another on the hills. This hillside is very messy. Rotates. We just saw ENCE there. As T-Bone will go down to CrywZZ. ENCE are going all the way around the edge, maybe looking to go across ruins and come into the backside. It's actually just south of Watertown at the moment. DA doing the same. They're going to pass right up onto the hills. And look at all the nades coming out from Na'Vi already. Preemptive, loading them up. They knew exactly where they were going to be. They can get return fire though. ENCE trying to pass on by. GamerLegion still occupying the edges, north side of Pochinki. So this phase 4 shift, it's a hard shift down towards almost to the hills of Pochinki, the fields of Pochinki, I should say. It's caused a lot of problems. Speaking of problems, Team Liquid are about to run straight to CrowCrowd. That's TB gone down as he does get the run over on Timmy.
Should be able to get a res. Oh, actually, no, because of ENCE's new position inside backside of Pochinki. It was an AWM that we saw earlier on. If Timmy comes out the back
nearly tried to get the toe.
He can get the kill here, though, through the window. Even if he can tag him as well, because he can't go anywhere due to... Oh, Fuzzface put down.
SIMSY got both of them up? Menox and Lynxy? They're going up the hill. They're pushing onto the Knights.
I thought he'd only got one.
No, he got Lynxy up as well. Well, he didn't now. Reels has just downed him again. But he actually got him up. I was quite impressive how he got the revives on. It's on Potato Hill. This is TSM and FaZe Clan with a little element of G2 in the distance. But these guys fighting the way. Oh, Calvin.
Ultra with a 2-tap.
That was a frostbolt from afar.
I'm just going to shake my head. Jempty. That's 2 for 1. Timmy and Tiikzu back-to-back with a grenade. Another confirmation as well. I don't know where the knocks have actually come through. Vascu finally does go down to SIMSY. And again, Desperado is one of their biggest strengths. A lot of them are rangers. They can pip ahead at God knows how many feet. Oh, reciprocity. This is a rough transition. Monkey finds Crabegg, but unfortunately, I think 2 players, Udyr and Skoon, will drop back-to-back simultaneously here. The smokes are up. So they've got some kind of cover, maybe even a potential res, but that comes off the back of Navi's play here. They're going for the 2-2 across the either side of the road.
Where's Diego?
You stop all the teams up the hillside going towards Potato and all the ones off the back in the open. They're
going to the back of their Navi. They're crashing on the back. They were at the front, and now they've gone around the back. So that's actually maybe worked out for them here. Mert's going to make the push. PUBG goes for the peek. It's a very eager peek, and he's going to have to back away from that one. They're keeping an eye on the kill feed. You see N47 going down. FaZe Clan still clashing with TSM on Potato Hill as well, but PUBG under pressure here. So Navi, remember they were the other side of Navi, so they've rotated around to get into this back of the building. It's give them a compound, which is a big deal. Obviously gives them that security, but now you see the circle shift. It means they're still outside of it. There's TSM, get a knock and keep on pushing FaZe.
I think a member of Rec actually just pulled up to try and help out, but one of his teammates over. FaZe Clan goes down, 14th place. TSM, they've been back building around this area for a while.
Not been a good day for FaZe overall.
No?
No, I think they've been out fairly early for a bunch of the games.
Sigs are going down to the blue. I'm not entirely sure how many of Raise Your Edge actually still alive. He might be the only one. In which case could potentially also give it up to the blue because there's Knights directly in front of him. Jempty, Samty, the Finns, the Twins, the brothers announced for Liquid, last 2 alive, centre of the map, Yannis there for G2. CrowCrowd also, they have a house, it's not much, but it's something else to work with. TSM still 4 men up, have to go against the Desperados. This is a fight for the backside of the Potato Hill, but more importantly, for a foothold in the next circle, because all these teams that are up in the north have to come forward. Navi, DA, a really unorthodox, weird, wide, and wonderful play from DA. Completely caught Navi off guard, and now they're in this one-on-one position.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good push from Fex there. Managed to get SKUIJKE down and Rustanmar, a man with apparently no words despite being English. He didn't want to be talking in the interview. TRYFFELI, though, finds himself on his own. mxey should go down here. Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Is he getting the shots off? He finally makes it work.
Didn't get the point, got stolen. DESPERADO found it.
Oh, good lord. You hate to see it.
Just one taps it. Whiffs a few, but Either way, still staying alive, is up against the blue here. It's going to be problematic as both Hamster and Fex know exactly where he is in his position. There was a knock that I saw come off PokeMolodor, so this fight that has engaged in the strangest manner I ever thought possible. Ultra, found, confirmed. Ira, that's on the backside, up the hill. Actually, the Desperados moved more towards 7's side. They gave up Potato, Pachinki Hill, whatever you want to call it, for TSM.
TRYFFELI is continuing his run in the picture-in-picture. Meanwhile, the Knights are struggling up this hill, getting hit by 7. Reciprocity, even Na'Vi are taking a couple of shots towards them. Edelweiss doing what he can. That's going to be Sadovnik finishing off the Knights in 12th position. TSM up on the hill watching this play out. CrowCrowd still in their barns. They've been gifted a crate. They're happy with the circle at the moment. We'll see whether it shifts. Team Liquid play may well have worked. DA against the blue. I've got to move here. There goes TRYFFELI. That's going to roll out them. Fex picks up that kill once again as Na'Vi continue their slaughter, keeping up their kill average. TSM, wow, they've just lost quite a few members to the remaining Desperados on this hillside. Calvin doing a great job. And now they're going to try and get Rory back on his feet here. Meanwhile, Digital Athletics in the pit. And the circle shift, by the way, is a hard shift down south. It goes down to Team Liquid and CrowCrowd. The barns are in effect. And everybody up in this north has to make a move.
Calvin Klein does go down. The grenade finds its target. Ira gets the job done. But 7, time to turn him face. Rory might get caught off guard here.
Could be a good game for 7, you know. 7 teams left. They've got 4 on their feet in the hills. Outside of them, I think they are the only team with 4 on the feet. Yeah, Na'Vi are down to 3 as well.
That circle's rough. Good lord. So Na'Vi have to do all the work. It might actually pay off for Na'Vi. You never know. It depends what GL do to them off the back of that one tiny little box that they have to play with. Because all these other teams basically have to kick the living hell out of one another before making the approach. So CrowCrowd and Liquid can kind of sit here and say, right, well, we've only got 2 players up each. Ironically, all 4 finish. We might have a finish win here, either of these 2.
TSM were in danger of falling back down, weren't they? This is a good game for them with the 8 kills. You can see 52 points is all they had so far, but it's incredible that Na'Vi are still keeping up their 11-point score. It looks like it's going to continue. They're now pushing up the hill, so it's 7 versus Na'Vi on the hillside with a little third party coming out. Yeah, that's a great start. Krabbit going down. The CIS battle on the hills between the veterans and the new upstarts. Although they've been around for a very long time. Actually, Sadovnik used to be on Na'Vi, did it, if I'm not mistaken, in Phase 1.
Bullets will put them out to heal now. There is a response from Buster. Does the damage, doesn't get the knock, which is rather unlucky, but he does. Senyu goes down. PokeMolodor will follow. Edelweiss. That's 2 back-to-back. That's a really good opener. That puts
TSM
them in a
pushing.
3 versus 1 scenario now. Last player from the blue, job done. Buster
TSM are coming
kills
behind.
it. Yes, you've touched it perfectly. TSM are here, and they do need to sweep this hillside. If they want to advance forward and stay alive to the top 4, they have to clear these out.
They got 2 down. Buster's the last man, and now it actually opens an opportunity for GamerLegion to keep on sweeping around. You know, Team Liquid and CrowCrowd, this is going to sit this one out, wait for the circle to shift, and it's really going to be probably the end finish. The mutant from Buster. He actually connects on a Hamster with it, but now he turns around and sees TSM up on high. Not going to be able to get Edelweiss up here unless no, he's not going to crawl in there. No, it's not going to stick the revive. No, he's just going to try and run it, and I don't think he can do much about it. Fex is trying to tank out the blue as best he can. And Iro, the sole man for TSM, had been doing well. Got Rory and Michael back up, and now it's paying out perfectly for them. 7 goes down in 5th place, and now it's a chance here. If the problem for TSM now is this pull down the hill is so hard without a stack of utility, and I don't think they have it just because they've been engaged in so many fights.
You may have heard in the background as well, we've still got the AWM that's been just ringing.
The Finnish twins in the
house.
Loud
and proud, yeah, an SLR and an AWAM.
Well, Iro certainly is not shy of landing a shot as well.
Give me Samty's POV. I want to see that arm do something.
They never do. That's the problem.
Iro with 5 kills already.
Yeah.
He's such a great addition for TSM.
I love Wookie Bookie, but yeah, pulling Iro in here is a great play by TSM.
The Brewers and Arms still searching, and obviously with Samty. That's a fully geared gun. bullets to play with as well. You only get 20 on drop, so you have to use them wisely. More importantly, the level 3 is good because you've got that level 3 helm, which gives you opportunity to be able to peek and poke. That's a warning, a window of opportunity for TSM. You only get one of those.
Is that bike actually blocking the door? I don't think it is it? Can you get around it?
It's a 9,000 player lead. It's there to stop grenades entering the building.
Oh, Misa's got Rory dead to rights. Just has to go
Get away with that.
Smokes are up. Jempty sees the helmet, but Ira, that is 2 shots back to back. That's good. That keeps them surviving on for now.
Look at Iro's movement. Iro's flanking around to CrowCrowd.
I don't really know how you play this
Michael
one,
and Rory here. Look at Iro on the minimap. He's gone all the way around to a different position now. Misa, I think, saw him. He's just trying to flank around to the other window. No view there, mate. There's a big tree blocking your angle.
15 times on a mini. Where do you get a 15 times from? Look at the size of that thing.
You'd think you'd give it NOOKIE, really?
With an SLR, yeah.
Yes.
Here, take this. I mean, you can pick that thing up, to be fair, and just beat the players with it. It's so bloody big.
All right, Circle, where's he going to go? This will be the difference. It goes to CrowCrowd, so now TSM have their path. Oh, Iro spotted and found out. Misa finally got himself the angle. He had to leave the house to get it. He knew exactly where Iro was, and that's give a problem for TSM because that little flank play as the steal comes in from SIMSY.
You just hear the gun go off. Not only do they get the point, but more importantly, it gives them an avenue of approach to work with. Not too much, though, as NOOKIE does have these side windows that he can peek out. Has to be careful if the TSM wants to come back. SIMSY's all dinked up. Grenades will start to rock and roll, but how much utility? I'm seeing no grenades whatsoever, no smokes on the side of Liquid. So,
you know,
either one of them hits a worlder of a shot here.
There's a possibility. There's a possibility we have a 1-kill win, which will be, I think, maybe joint lowest. Or maybe tied for lowest, I'm not sure. Or maybe I think we had a 2-kill win, right? I don't think we've had a 1-kill win. Because Team Liquid and TSM almost certainly could take each other out here. We'll see.
SIMSY has to hit the world here. He has to just pop one player from CrowCrowd to force them into a...
SIMSY's moving. He's going to get spotted, surely.
If he just knocks one, that's all it is. Get the knock, and then the other one will have to go and res it.
Other than TSM obviously being there, neither have an angle down there because they're all looking at the hill, and that's going to be TSM and Liquid taking each other out. SIMSY does the job, and now it's SIMSY in a 2v1, and they know exactly where he is. He's outside the circle. That's just whizzed past his head. It bought him time to move, you know. Has he gone into a position? Did they? He has no idea. Didn't track him. Did not track him.
SIMSY's POV. Give us the POV.
There's the center point. Does he see Misa? Misa's going to go out the shadow first. He chooses to switch. Gotta nail it. Gotta nail it. Does. NOOKIE comes out. NOOKIE's the man he needs to face. He gets the reload off. They're going to go back into the smoke. And now he takes it into a one-on-one. NOOKIE's going to be sticking that res. See what he can do. The revive coming in, but SIMSY plates the play. He goes for the center point. This is great play from the Big Fin.
He knows that they're forced into that scenario where they have to heal now. He's going all the way around them.
They've completely lost
track. They've no idea.
They're hearing sounds. Oh, he needed to land that on NOOKIE. Now they know the Rocky's on. Now he's back into a 2-on-1 split. He's going to get the spray down. He catches NOOKIE out. I think he just caught a glimpse of Misa. Misa's going for the nade, though. Does have the angle. Has to go for the shot. Has to go for the aggressive play. The nade comes in. Misa will land it. It's a 2-kill win, ladies and gentlemen, for CrowCrowd. The grins and smiles, they know how it is. Sometimes when you take those compounds, there's not a lot you can do. The action will happen around you. But CrowCrowd pick up their 2nd win of the day. It wasn't a world beater, that's for sure. And we almost saw SIMSY, who has had a very good last couple of months, honestly.
That bullet just whizzed by. If that one would have hit the player running outside, it could have been a completely different scenario.
It would have been a straight one-on-one long-range fight instead of having to make the play, right?
To see him sticking at the end and you knew that the grenade was behind him, and you're in that scenario where once a grenade does fall behind you, you're then baited basically in the scenario you have to avoid it. So I highly respect sitting on the rock and going for him, because there was potential that he didn't expect the aggressive
Everybody's
stance.
laughing with him, right? Everyone's asking, like, what did you have? And they're like, yeah, 2 kill win, boys, 2 kill win.
Sometimes you just need a window and a bit of circle luck, like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously TSM, they had, what, 10, 11 kills, I think, in there at some point. Now, they had a stack of kills as well. 7 would have had a decent amount of kills from that game, a team that absolutely needs it. It's just the way it goes sometimes. So CrowCrowd picking themselves up a win. I can't say it was like a fantastic win, because, you know, the hero play would have been whether Santi would have come out on top in that 2v1. But fair play to mxey. He had the nades still available, because they basically all they'd been doing in the house is taking shots from long range. So they had all the util they needed.
I suppose when you're down to 2 men as well, really,
You've got to win a 2v1, right?
No, but I mean, even from, I don't know when they lost their 2 initial players, but sitting in that building, really, what other option do you have? You can't go trying to find frags. You are playing for placement. So to get a win off the back of it, it's fine, regardless of whether it was just sitting back in a house, being protective of yourself and just holding back and letting other teams come your way. Yep, a little bit of circle looking for all. That's absolutely fair to say. But still, when you've only got 2 players, you can't go running into these engagements looking for teams. It's just not doable. So to get a win out of the back with 2 players alive.
TSM and Team Liquid would have
It's a good win, regardless. Whatever way you look at it, it's a decent win.
You can only do what's in front of it or play the way it is. Well, let's go over to the Crouch. The Crouch? Peter Crouch may be on the couch. We'll see. It is CrowCrowd with...
Parla. We're there. We're done.